I'm gonna throw together a quick recipe that I found online today that sounds really good, so I thought I'd film and share it with you guys. So I wanted to make something pumpkin-y since it is Halloween, and I have lots of oatmeal, so I found this recipe on Iowa Girl Eats, which I've never used before, but it's called Maple Pumpkin Oatmeal Breakfast Bar, so it sounds super yummy. And it calls for all kinds of good stuff, like real maple syrup, milk, coconut oil, pumpkin puree, and chia seeds. So I'm gonna throw it together and see how it goes. So first with this one, I'm not gonna follow it 100%, but I'm gonna try my best just because I hate wasting food, and I did make cupcakes a couple weeks ago that didn't turn out. So the only thing it says that I'm not gonna do is it wants me to blend up some oats in the blender and make them like a flour, but I'm just going to use regular oatmeal, and hopefully it works out. So first we need a half a cup of pumpkin puree. I'll have to figure out what to do with the rest of this can. A little extra in there. So today I'm going to do the wet ingredients first, and then a quarter, oh shoot, I should have done my oil first. Grab another spoon. A quarter of a cup. I really need to restock my pantry. I'm getting low on a bunch of stuff, but life has been so busy, as you know, that I haven't been to the grocery store. But Friday is payday, so hopefully we can get stocked back up on a couple things, and I also will be off this weekend. Alright, so I'm going to melt that coconut oil in the microwave. And I know I talked about the last time that I videoed that I was on call on Monday, so yesterday was Monday, and it ended up being a really busy day. So I worked, so I didn't get home until about 9:30 last night. Stayed up for some goofy reason till about 11, and then my phone rang at 4:54 this morning, and I had to be there for a 6 o'clock case. But my shift is supposed to end at 7. I left about 7:30, so it worked out. But unfortunately, I didn't get to take the kiddos to school today. My husband had to again. But I did get to pick them up because it's Halloween today, and Lucas had a Halloween party. So I went to that as well, which was fun. And then they did a little Halloween parade. All right, so what else do I need? A half a cup pure maple syrup. This is the only sweetener in the recipe, so that's kind of cool. I'm gonna hold it with my body, not just my hand, because it's kind of heavy. I don't want to spill it and make a big old mess. All right, so a whole half a cup. And I know I've mentioned before, this maple syrup is right from my backyard and surrounding areas in the, around me. Our Amish neighbors make this, and we get some every year and use it for multiple things. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and plug this in and start mixing. Make it look. So if you hear some background noise, the dogs are here, Lucas and Elizabeth here, and then I have my vacuum robot running as well. All right, let's see what else we need. Fourth of a cup, half a cup, 1 egg. I just have this little egg, but I decided just to put 1 in instead of 2. I should be practicing my cranking with 1 hand, but I'm just so used to doing it with 2. Alright, 1 cup of milk, so I'm going to use almond milk. Ooh, it's almost gone, but I like almond milk. And Lucas, honestly, he drinks almond milk, but not very often, pretty much just in his cereal. Alright, a little bit of vanilla, and I think that's our wet ingredients. After this is mixed up, we'll just add in all the dry ingredients, which I am almost out of baking powder and baking soda, but I'm going to scrape out as much as I can to throw it in the pan, the bowl. Smells good already. Love the smell of pumpkin. So I also don't have pumpkin pie spice, which it calls for, so I'm just going to use good old cinnamon and good old nutmeg. Honestly, just pumpkin and cinnamon are really good together. Alright. Lucas is playing downstairs in the basement. And so is Elizabeth. So we're going to do quite a bit of oatmeal, actually. I think 2.5 cups. It says gluten-free, but this is just regular oatmeal. I'm going to grab a different cup here. Use these glass ones today. I've actually watched other couple YouTubers that have these same ones. So it's 2.5. I'm actually going to turn it off and open it up to put all the dry ingredients in, and then we'll turn it on all at the same time. Except for the pecans, we'll add that at the end. I used to have a 1/4 cup of one of these as well, but it's somewhere. You know what, I should throw some flaxseed in here, but I didn't get it out, so that's okay. But it has chia seeds in it. And I've honestly never baked with chia seeds, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, I'm gonna leave that off. And that calls for 2 tablespoons. I've been watching a lot of Christmas preparations on YouTube, and Christmas shopping, Christmas decor, Christmas crafts, and it's really getting me into the Christmas mood. I'm so excited for November 1st because that's when I can just go all out on Christmas. So baking powder, like I said, it's almost gone, so I'm just gonna tap it in there as much as I can. And now it's officially gone. Baking soda. I will link the recipe in case anyone wants to try this at home. And I'm sure you can make it with other fruit too, besides pumpkin. But I have a bunch of pumpkin to use, and it's fall, so we want to get that pumpkin used up, and I want to eat it. All right, let's see. And then 1/4 teaspoon of salt, chia seeds, pumpkin pie spice. Oh, and the seasoning as well. We always use try to use sea salt as well. We don't like the iodized salt. It's just not as good for us. So I use the sea salt. Sometimes I have the pink Himalayan salt in my cupboard too, and I remember looking it up that there was quite a few health benefits, but I honestly don't remember what. So just a little bit of nutmeg. All right, let's mix it all together. But we like sea salt. It goes so good with the sweet too. Like you can make something nice and sweet and put some sea salt on the top. It's really good. See if I can find my spatula and the red one. Well, shoot, it's dirty. I did have a white one too, but when I emptied my dishwasher the other day, it fell out of the rack and landed on the bottom, and the heating element actually like burned it in half, so I had to throw it away. Thankfully, nothing happened to my dishwasher, and that doesn't typically happen, so it must have been just that force of water pushed it out of my rack. So I had down to one like scraper spatula. All right, this smells really good. I'm gonna make sure I remembered everything except for the pecans, of course. 2.5 cups of oats, milk, pumpkin puree, maple syrup. Yep, so it calls for 1/3 cup of pecans, but we're gonna measure them different ways. So this one is about It's probably about a third of a cup in there actually. Pour that in, see how it looks. There's a couple of staples that we typically have in our pantry. I've been running low, so I really need to get to the store. I would love to make a Costco haul, but that's probably not gonna happen for a little while. So we'll head to Aldi. And sometimes I'll go to my local Amish store too and stock up on stuff like flour and oats and stuff like that. Because you can get it organic too, which is really nice. Alright, I'm gonna turn this off and open it up. And kind of incorporated everything off the sides here. So I did read through the instructions before, and like I said, the only thing I didn't really follow was, obviously I didn't measure everything super correctly, but that's okay. You measure with a herb. But I didn't dice them, or I didn't like make my oats into flour, but we're just gonna use regular oat flour, or I'm sorry, regular oats to see how that goes. So it says 8x8 baking dish, but I'm just going to use what I have up here. This is one of my favorite baking pans. This was my husband's grandma's. And I use it all the time. I love it. How you doing, Lukey? Good. Bring it. Instructions. I think I got pumpkin on my computer. Oh. Wow, this takes a long time. Bake 35 to 40 minutes. Okay. But that's okay. It's only 2 o'clock and trick-or-treating doesn't start till 5. I'm not even sure exactly where we're going yet, and we're not even passing out candy this year, which is really weird. Typically we pass out candy, well, candy, or last year we did pretzels or something like that. So I just feel so unprepared this year because life has been so busy. And my oldest isn't even trick-or-treating this year. Time goes by way too fast. All right, I'm gonna pour this into the baking dish. Everything looks good and incorporated. I'm kind of excited to see how the chia seeds will do, because I've never baked with them before. So my middle kiddo is going to a friend's house, and they're gonna go trick-or-treating together, and then they're gonna come over here. And then my oldest is at trick-or-treating, but she does have symphony practice tonight. So that'll be fun. They're practicing some Christmas songs to do in a concert next month, which is right around the corner. Alright, so that's what that looks like. Looks super yummy. And then I'm gonna, oh, you know what I did?
I forgot to turn on the oven.
We are at 350, I believe. That's the first thing it tells us to do. And guess who forgot? Me. All right, bake 350, start. There we go. All right, so once that's warmed up, I'll pop it in the oven. It says to check them at 25 minutes. If the edges are browning too quickly, place a piece of foil at the top. Sorry, my phone is like going dead, so I had to plug it in and change my angle. So hi. Anyway, so check it at 25 minutes. If the edges are browning too quickly, place foil on the top. But this has a nice little glass lid, so I'll check it. I'll put it in for 25 and then see how it goes. Cool before slicing into bars, and then store in a refrigerator, or individually wrap bars in saran wrap and freeze. Okay, sweet. So that means I'll probably just leave it in the pan and put it in the refrigerator when it's done. After we taste it, of course. All right, so I'm gonna clean up my mess. And then once the oven's ready, I'll pop it in. And then I'll video what it looks like when it comes out and tell you how well it looks. All right, see you in a little bit. So I just took these pumpkin maple oatmeal bars out of the oven. They were in there for 25, and then it said if the edges were too brown to cover it with tin foil, but they looked fine, so I just popped it in for another 5, and I took it out, and they actually look done. They smell really good too, so here's what they look like. And it's nice and firm, so I definitely think it's done. And like I said, they smell wonderful, so we're gonna let these cool, and then we'll cut them up, and we'll taste test them and let them know. Thanks.